Some people make really good wolf dog owners, and some people should never have gotten one. So. Okay, so I was born in Ohio, came down here when I was 9 years old, very involved with horses. We got our first wolf dog in the year 2000, and I fell in love with Wolfdogs. In 2009, he developed cancer, and we tried to save him for 9 months, and he passed away. So then we adopted 3 Wolfdogs. My first real group that I rescued was from Idaho, northern Idaho. And they were going to get confiscated by animal control. So I went up there and picked 6 of them up and ended up rescuing a bunch of wolf dogs that started the sanctuary. That's how it all happened. I fell in love with wolf dogs.
What does it cost you approximately to take care of each one of these wolf dogs? That includes the vet bills, food, any other things such as the enclosures and all the other resources that you have to provide to give them a fulfilling life.
Our dog food bill alone is about $2,700 a month. That covers all of the rescues. And if I do flea stuff every month, it's about $440 a month for that. That's pretty reasonable. I don't have it split up per dog, per month or per year, but I know that to finish this sanctuary build, I financed $45,000. So, and as of now, I'm paying it out of my personal funds because I'm not totally funded. But I'm glad we did it.
How many wolf dogs do you currently have now? And is there a number of wolf dogs where you would just consider yourself tapped out because there is just only you here along with one other helper?
Yeah. Right now we have 42. We're going to get 3 more, and then that's it. Because when we get a dog, we do it for life. So they come here and we want to give them a life of peace and safety. You know, they don't have to ever worry about going anywhere else again. Sometimes they don't rehome well. You know, it's hard on them if they've been with somebody that's been abusive. That's the only home they knew. So when they come here, they're a little bit broken, some of them, a little fractured. But they learn to relax and that we're not going to do anything to harm them, you know. And so we want to give them a lifelong place to stay. So I would not ever want more than 50.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
It's, you know, even with help, it's a lot. Always somebody needs something.
So we have dove a little bit into what's happening here at the sanctuary, but why do you think a lot of people choose to get wolf dogs, or what leads them to go out and seek to find wolf dogs to have as pets?
It's the mystery, the mystique, you know, wolf. A lot of people that I've talked to think that they're good guard dogs. They're not. They're timid. They don't make good guard dogs. Often they're not good with small animals or children. There's all different lineages. You have to take into consideration the dog that's in the wolf dog. You know, was it even a good genetically sound dog? So there's a lot of things to take into consideration. You know, how the content level, there's low content wolf dogs. I've seen some with 6% wolf up to over 95%. You have to take into consideration all those factors, you know, and people think that it's cool to have one, and then they get them and they're like, what do I do with this thing? It just ate holes in my wall. It's running down the road. I can't catch it,
yeah.
You know? So it's this thing about, oh, a wolf. They think they're getting a wolf. And that's why, some people make really good wolf dog owners, and some people should never have gotten one. So.
Can you explain what content means in regards to wolf dogs?
Okay, content means, like we say, low content, it's under 50% wolf content, okay? But there's also like F-Gen, which is, an F3 is 3 generations away from pure. F4 is 4 generations away from pure. Most wolf dog breedings today are wolf dog to wolf dog breedings. The majority. You can't have pures without a license. Now, some people may have them and not. Who knows what the real deal is. But content, like I have low content animals, mids, upper mids, and some high content animals here. The high content animals are 95% plus. The higher the content, the more intense and, timid the animal can be. But some of the lower contents can be like that too. It just depends on the dog mix. People don't take into consideration the dog mix. Were they good, well-bred dogs? Or were they just trying to breed something to sell? It should be about improving the wolf dog and the temperament, but often it's just so they can sell something with wolf in it and make money, And when you make money off of animals, it doesn't really end up well often. So, and after doing this, I kind of get a little sour about all that. So,
So if you were not around and all these dogs got released to the public, what would be the consequences of them being released from where they're at right now?
Well, it would depend on where they went. A person that would be willing to spend the money to put the proper enclosure up, learn to understand the animal, educate themselves, it could be successful. But too often, people are not willing to do those things. They want to make it live like in a 4-foot fence, no dig guards. It's just it's a mess. There's places that are illegal. A lot of people sell to illegal areas, and it's a disaster for the animal. They end up getting loose, getting shot, getting confiscated. There's so many that need placement all the time, and there's just not enough places for them to go. So we need more sanctuaries.
What is a human's typical interaction with a wolf dog if they were to see them loose out in public?
There's all different reactions. Some people want to shoot them. Some people want to run over them. Some people want to catch them. I just saw one that was loose. I forget which state it was. And the sheriff's department put out a warning, wolf hybrid loose, and everybody was panicking. When the poor animal was running afraid, they're not gonna generally come up to anybody. They're hard to catch if they're loose. Very rarely is one gonna run at somebody. They hide. And so they can be really hard to trap. There are some that have gotten loose that they've never found them. So if people will properly educate themselves beforehand, and realize what they're getting. There's a lot of unscrupulous breeders too, They misrepresent content. They sell to anybody, people that are not prepared. People shouldn't breed unless they're willing to take every single animal back if something should happen. And these animals just get left to whatever, I've seen lots of posts, due to no fault of their own, after they get this puppy, a year down the road, they're already trying to rehome it. So it's a huge problem. It's bad enough for dogs, but when you're talking about wolf dogs, and illegal spots and people that don't know how to handle them, it can be really bad for the animal.
How prevalent are wolf dogs in Central Texas, and how likely is it that there is a wolf dog in my town from a big city to a smaller town?
Very likely. There are people with wolf dogs everywhere in Texas, even the illegal places. There's a lot of counties and cities and towns that are illegal. Like we live in a legal county, which is Grimes County, but Brazos County is illegal right next to me. So I've had people brag about having wolf dogs in Brazos County, and which really bothers me because you should never have an animal in an illegal place because the outcome for that is not good. Some shelters will try to place in at a sanctuary. Some shelters just kill them. So they're everywhere. There's a lot of them in Texas. And I have plans, with Vice President and other people, if something should happen to me. I hope not, but they would go to a place and be cared for. I mean, this is not easy, but I wouldn't be doing anything else. My dream has always been, even before I had all this, is to have a play yard in the middle to where I could do things with my animals. Like that was always my goal. We're gonna build obstacles back here, tunnels, a water feature, ramps, all kinds of stuff for the dogs so that when they're out here, we have all this stuff we can do with them, enrichment. So our plan was to clear this, okay? This has taken almost 6 years to do this, even after we started the sanctuary. And there were some days when I didn't think it was gonna get done. It was really hard, but we just kept going for it. And this is a long rectangular property, but it makes a really nice area for the dogs back here.
How can people support Twin Rivers Wolf and Wolfdog Sanctuary?
Okay, we always need funding, okay? It costs a lot to feed them, to take care of them. We need to eventually buy a small tractor with implements. We need volunteers. We need to build 2 small cabins back here so people can come and stay. We need to get our USDA license so that we can open to the public. We always need meat, which is really hard to get. Grocery stores will not donate their meat. They're going to throw out, they just throw it away because of liability reasons, which I could really use the meat. Like, they love meat. So donations, paypal.me/Twin Rivers Sanctuary. And you can follow us on Facebook, on TikTok, Instagram. We're on all of that stuff. So that's how.
Would you be upset if everybody stopped breeding wolves and dogs together?
No. I love wolf dogs, and I'd be sad, if they're never all going to die out because there's people that just, they do it. But no, I wouldn't be upset at all. I'd be relieved because honestly, people make a lot of excuses, for breeding. It's just like I had a really nice quarter horse stallion and I bred a few mares, and then I saw, how horses were getting shipped off to slaughter, and I just stopped because why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Why are people breeding and having all these puppies every year? A lot of times they won't take them back, or they dump them somewhere else right away, and it's not a good situation. So no, I would not be upset. But yet, on the other hand, I'm not totally against breeding for somebody that would be a responsible breeder. Limited amount of litters, all your animals spoken for before you even breed the animal, So no, I'm not totally against it, but most of it, I wish it would stop. Okay, so what my day looks like is I get up early in the morning or I've been up half the night because I'm checking on them. Sometimes if they all start howling in the middle of the night, I come back here. But I'm always checking on them. You know, I get up, I feed them at different times of the day because I'm the only one doing this. So I don't want them to stress. Like if I'm in town and I'm not back here at 5 o'clock, then they're like, they don't stress. I feed them sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon. So if I had more help, we would do it at a specific time each day. But right now, you know, I'm doing it. So I don't want them to freak out if I'm not back here at a certain time. And they don't. They're pretty chilled out, you know. But I clean the pens every couple of days. I'm sure when I get more help, we'll do it every single day, you know. I clean the kennels more often in the temporary areas because I don't want it to sit in there. But we keep them clean. In the summertime, it's brutal because of the heat here. Sometimes I water like 5 times a day. I'm always out here watering. And they have troughs in the summer where they play in the water and stuff. And they love it. So it's day and night. Like I come out here during the day all the time and I'm out here at night all the time. And then now that the play yard is finished, we'll start letting dogs out. They'll be taking turns in the play yard. Hi, sweetheart, come here, Millie, come on. Come on, baby girl. Love you guys so much. See, good baby, good baby. Millie. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. These enclosures are all round. They're 8 foot tall. This is fixed, not game fencing. Eventually, 4 foot up will be lined with chain link so that they can't stick their heads through. But it's very strong fencing. There's dig guard attached to the fence so that they can't dig out next to the fence. Now, if they start to tunnel under the dig wire, we fill in the holes, add cement or whatever as needed. I mean, I love these enclosures. They're really great. Eventually, we want to put roofs up on the top of the lockout in case we need to put an animal in here in the summer for veterinary care or something so that it's shady because it gets so hot here in the summer. Now, this little dog is Rukia. I don't know if she has any wolf in her or not, but she came from a man that raised her from a puppy. She's mainly husky, if you ask me, but the man got remarried. She had 2 little dogs, his new wife, okay? So that they were attacking her for her food. So when she defended herself, the man was gonna shoot her. So that's how she came here. And she wouldn't let me touch her for about 7 or 8 months. And now I can catch her and pet her, and she was terrified. And he loved her, I know he loved her. It's just the new wife didn't want her, so, you know. But now she's here and she bosses Mr. Thor around.
So how are wolf dogs supposed to live in a human environment?
Okay, the people that obtain them have to meet them where they're at, okay? Wolf dogs can live in a human environment as much as the humans are willing to meet them where they're at. Understand that you're dealing with an animal that has wolf in it. They're dogs. Per USDA, they are domestic animals. But there's so much more as far as I'm concerned. They're very intelligent. They're one-event learners. You have to meet them where they're at. That's how they live with humans. If you're going to get one and keep it the wrong way, treat it the wrong way, then don't get one.